Alright, we've done the bottom part of the fender. We've got the same width piece cut to length. It's going to continue and finish our fender out right here. The only other thing I've done is I've gone ahead and just scalped that edge, just made it an irregular shape, just a wave cut with a pair of scissors. And that way where it overlaps, it'll help just camouflage that seam where the two overlap. And you can overlap the Camoclad as much or as little as you want. You don't have to butt it up. You can overlap it. You don't want to butt it up against each other. So basically you just lay that up straight, put it down. If you need to pick that up and move it around, you can pick this stuff up and put it down as many times as you want. You can even stick it to itself and pull it back apart. So it's very user-friendly, real easy to work with. We're going to have to cut around this mount here for the front rack. So as we come up here, we can work this down flat on the main part of the bike here. And then as we come up here closer to this mounting bracket, we're going to take our utility knife. I'm just going to cut an X right over top of that hole where that goes. And then what that'll do is that'll allow the Camoclad to open up so that you can then fit it around that mounting bracket. And once we get it all down, then we'll go back and we'll actually cut the circle out. As you can see, I'm working with this Camoclad. I'm picking it up and putting it back down several times. So don't worry about picking the Camoclad up and setting it back down. You can do it as many times as it takes. You'll see me do it constantly while we're working on this bike. And then I cut this hole all the way around. Pull that piece off and then finish the rest of the fender. Alright, then we'll go on down this way. I can make a relief cut here, but since I've already got Camoclad underneath it, I'm just going to go ahead and take it off right before that curve so that piece won't have to be cut. And then we'll just follow this edge. You may have to unstick the Camoclad from the fender here. Make a couple of relief cuts in that so that you can get that camouflage down in that fender. Because this one actually goes up and down as it goes across this, in and out on this mud flap. We just want to make sure that we've got that all stuck down real good before we go ahead and make our cut. I make relief cuts right there, and that helps get that material to go down into those grooves. And once I've got that in there and I'm satisfied with the way it is, then I'll come along and trim it on out. Go ahead and just cut it. Pull little small pieces out of there. Take your squeegee and just tuck it down in there real good. And up here where it starts to curve, we'll just go ahead and tuck that in. And once again, we're going to make our relief cuts. And just like the shingles on a roof, we're going to lay this down, and each of these we're going to cover up just like fingers across the top. And these relief cuts are made so that the material will conform to that curve. And as we lay those fingers down, each of those relief cuts will go into will overlap each other. When we get completely done like that, then we're going to come along with our utility knife. We'll just trim this all out. Run your squeegee down in there and get it stuck real good. You can see by the way you have to get that Camoclad right down along that edge, how important it is when you clean it that you get it clean all the way down into those edges so that the dirt doesn't contaminate the adhesive on the material. We're going to have to make another relief cut here. As the material wants to gather and create a wrinkle, we'll just make another relief cut in it down into this headlight assembly. Once we get that on, we can overlap this, and then we should be able to bring that all the way down to the headlight. And we're going to cut out the headlight here. Make sure you got a good sharp razor blade on your utility knife. That always makes this a whole lot easier.